So after looking at the wider media landscape, we thought it'd be great to do a deep dive with a key media partner. I'm very lucky to be joined by Ryan Gardner from News UK, who's the FMCG category lead. News UK have gone through a lot of change recently. It'd be great to have a little introduction about News UK.
So News UK is obviously one of the leading media brands in the UK and Ireland. Our news brands include The Times, Sunday Times and The Sun, whilst our broadcast brands include TalkSport, Times Radio, Talk TV and Virgin Radio UK, as well as a number of market-leading local stations across Ireland.
That's great. As we've said, obviously things have been changing in recent years and how brands and media owners have had to adapt through tumultuous times. How have News UK stayed on the front foot and adapted through these changes?
Our world-famous brands provide news, analysis, opinion and entertainment to over 40 million people every single month. But over the last decade, our audience's consumption habits have changed drastically, driven largely by a 460% increase in mobile usage. We've had to adapt how our brands come to market and provide content in the format that's right for the audience at the right time and in the right environment. For example, you can now get your Times fix of news and entertainment via the papers and supplements, as you always have, but also the website, app, and most recently the addition of Times Radio and our range of podcasts. And those that have come in via audio and digital platforms have actually brought a younger audience to the Times, attracting a young upmarket audience. And about 80% of people that come in via those channels are actually parents with kids under the age of 9, which I think has been fantastic for the brand and is changing the perception as people start to seek out quality news. As The Sun continues its phenomenal digital growth across the UK and globally via thesun.com, our reach has expanded from print and our own websites to social media platforms such as Facebook and Instagram, and most recently TikTok. And what that's driven is a huge increase in the consumption of video content, and as a result that's become core to the Sun proposition. And through these new platforms we've actually attracted new audiences, so we now reach 45% of Gen Z and 53% of millennials. Our news broadcast brands are also evolving, expanding their digital and social reach, increasingly offering video content, and even launching a new TV channel, Talk TV, which is available across linear and all major platforms. So in summary, we have more platforms and our content is available to audiences when they want it and in the format that they want it. This fits in with their busy lives and the on-the-go nature of modern society. We haven't forgotten where we've come from as a quality news brand, but we're adapting quickly to the fast-paced nature of the world as it is today.
So as consumer habits change, how are News UK future-proof themselves for the brands and the audiences and the way they consume their media?
So innovating and adapting to changes in consumer behaviour is actually part of News UK's DNA. Even dating back to 1962, when we were the first British publication to publish a colour supplement, through the 80s and the changing consumer content needs of our audiences and launching Dear Deirdre and the Sun Bingo. More recently though, we've been focused on operationalising our first party data, both for our editorial teams and for our advertisers. This culminated in the launch of Nucleus, which is our first party data platform. This combines first party demographic data and unique declared contextual targeting information. This enables advertisers to target audiences based on the emotional resonance of the content that they're consuming. Our recent study shows that audiences who are either positive or relaxed are almost twice as likely to recall ads and 50% more likely to perceive price promotions positively. Nucleus enables advertisers to act on this insight in real time and apply it to campaign activity across the news portfolio, delivering more positive outcomes. We're also future-proofing the business by building a sustainable advertising stack, which is becoming increasingly important both to audiences and our advertisers. Using Scope 3's open source tool, we can see that News UK has reduced our emissions from our digital advertising chain in the last 12 months, where some of our competitors have actually increased. They gave us a score of 9.7, which is only 1 point behind the BBC, which obviously doesn't carry advertising. So we're well set for the future and moving towards a greener position. So News UK is a strategic investor in a leading VC that sits at the intersection of media, entertainment and technology. This gives us access to emerging technologies like AI and immersive content. These new technologies will enhance or disrupt existing business models, but the key is that they create a better user experience for our audiences and drive better outcomes for our advertisers.
So based on your audiences and your insights, what do you see as predictions for the future as to how to stay ahead of the game, especially for brands and their campaigns with you?
The explosion of fake news and deepfakes that we've seen in the last 4 years has left audiences yearning for the truth. So they often will come to a trusted news source. And indeed, the data that we're seeing shows that actually 74% of people are coming to news brands like ours to verify stories they've actually read on social media. At News UK, we believe this trend will continue. And people will continue to seek out trusted news sources. For advertisers, I think that means there's going to be an increase in the frequency of visits to our platforms. Our audiences engage with our content. This strengthens the importance of trusted brands and quality content which we're well placed to deliver. As a result, this increases advertisers' opportunities to engage with our audiences. And indeed, the data that we're seeing from the last 3 years shows that those advertisers that include multiple touch points and multiple brands within their campaigns with us actually deliver better business outcomes. Our partnership with McVitie's for the Great British Biscuit Break really brought this to life. The campaign spanned The Sun, Fabulous, digital and social content, quizzes and videos. This enabled us to be present in more moments that matter for our audiences, illustrating how important right place, right time and right content are for brand partnerships. And what made this partnership stand out was the synergy between the two brands. When The Sun launched back in 1969, it promised to be the people's paper, to campaign for the things our readers really care about. Things that might seem minor at first glance, but when viewed from the perspective of our hard-working audience, take on far greater meaning. A post-campaign analysis showed that 53% of all readers recalled an element of the campaign, and of those that recalled 3 elements, 93% would actually recommend a McVitie's product. I mean, who doesn't love a chocolate hobnob?
Ryan, thank you so much for your time. Great to understand more about News UK as a brand and also celebrate the success of the Biscuit Break as well.
Our pleasure.